So, in other words, let's go.
That feeling you were doing. Okay, payload.
I don't have time to play with you.
You wanna try to fight?
Goodbye.
I feel as if...
That's it! I'm sure of it! Well, it would seem...
Damn. No forgiveness!
Indeed. However... Well, so then... Goodbye.
Y'all thought I was gonna ult, huh? Y'all thought I was gonna ult. Crazy. I'm not. Oh, you piece of shit. You deserve death. don't have damage. It's reading mine now.
Most unfortunate. Actually, indeed.
I have
Hmm? What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Well, I'd better get...
I fucking hate May with every fiber of my fucking
Yes, indeed.
Oh, you left it on
Yeah! Huh?
Well,
Yeah, totally. Ah!
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember, please go through the...
Installing.
Yo.
Come on! What are you gonna do?
Let's go.
Well, grills!
Literally, God, I literally carried that entire fucking. Play of the game in comedy. Me pressing the win
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer... What kind of blunt? I bet it was not interesting. It certainly would...
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal in it appears it was a...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blood?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing...
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You look...
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to... Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's kill the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong! I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So more importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's something
never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer, It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You're right!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind...
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing
Light of the moon, so what the fuck?
Shoot! I got it! You're talking about how she started acting.
That's right. Think back. She...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of genocide?
The reason she locked herself in her room, it was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Yeah. How can you know all—
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange— She told me she said, a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie. You said you wouldn't tell anyone. What? You promised.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that,
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing.
I tried.
But your efforts were useless.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person.
The bird. You don't.
I don't know if I should use it.
Wow, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens be a serious... Like they say, sound and murder is mind, sound and murder is body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or behind every dark and gloomy...
Miss Jack, Jill,
What's up?
some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the... Just kidding.
Then it's not...
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to... It's a necessary evil if you want to... Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. There's clearly a motive. So there's
a motive?
Remember what Monokuma... If someone didn't murder and graduate with... Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly... So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of her...
Interesting. Vic, I'm sorry. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit. But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder. Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you said. But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches complete. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
No, that's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the genocide...
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage! I murder with passion. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about what happened to Chihiro. It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boy. This isn't...
Let me rephrase that, in a way that there are two clear differences between... I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed with... According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with... But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right? Ah, yes!
That is
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more.
What? That's right! In my recipe of murder, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you...
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her...
What is your fault?
Well, in all the previous genocide... Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's...
Huh?
My word, you really didn't know. There's a pattern there. Just figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases,
They were all...
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full...
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not...
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line! That's the
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby. It's a different matter entirely. When you're...
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly... cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid head?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any...
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors.
Okay, whatever.
Are you sure about...
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill... Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my true... Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs? All of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! The rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore!
But the body really was suspended, right?
Yeah! That's why we...
here's my answer. Byakuya, if you'd have no problem gaining access to Class Plus, you'd already look... Right, you?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of... because he wanted to pin the...
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp. The adorable glasses man was behind it all?
Well, Byakuya...
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting?
The way you were acting right before... You wanted to go to the girls' locker room.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that the victim was Chihiro, a girl? Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, go ahead.
why do you call me on weird things? She has 19
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check,
that's unnatural! The victim was Chihiro, who was...
No, that's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, so your claim that you went to the girls' locker room...
I see. Interesting. Very interesting. Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? What's the matter? You're not finished already.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for.
Oh? Proof?
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be... Hey, Byakuya, I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
The difference between... You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely...
Then there must be something very... Hey, Byakuya, wait.
I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, what? Byakuya, you've used the same extension cord that was in the lock went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension...
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can...
That's really what you... I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung... I intentionally made it look... Is that about... What's wrong?
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to...
Sorry, I think...
Do we really need to?
We've already
I know. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still... I killed her in the girls' locker room. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, but are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the...
How disappointing. What kind of question? She was found... How could the scene of the crime have...
Well, along with...
that was awfully specific.
I believe...
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, if there's any chance the murder took place somewhere...
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is... the poster that's your proof. The poster in the girls... a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room...
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room... a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that does...
So you're saying that maybe...
And there's one other thing I know... You know what I'm talking...
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein...
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the...
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpet was like... Why would it...
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. In other words, in order to complete the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but...
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you put Chihiro's hand. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way!
I highly doubt.
Shut up! I'm telling you!
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, he's wrong! No, I don't think Chihiro...
Why not?
Because Leon's hand...
Oh.
I am struck silent.
Plus, isn't there a regulation?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says no. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said.
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just...
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess...
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide there's no way she could get in the boys' locker.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in?
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, why don't we take a little break from the trial?
Wait.
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial...
Huh? It'll make things more exciting. Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess. Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What do you...
I'd like you to examine the victim's... Be sure to examine the entire body very...
Examine her. No, wait!
It's probably best if... It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on...
Very well.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't...
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine, so just leave it.
Stop.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body.
Her entire body? What?
What is it?
Not possible. This
Is what?
is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
It's really...
Chihiro was...
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy!
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Now let's ride this wave of excitement. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well... I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact...
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assert. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room. and was then later moved to the girls' and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive.
Well, I knew he felt a little off. There was a...
This is the most titillating...
So now everything has been connected.
Okay, well, connected or...
What about you, Makoto?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be... What? But he just seems to be too... The way he's acting...
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could at least... And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was... If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
Mark it as...
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then...
My reasons hardly matter right now. Now then, if it wasn't me...
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without...
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong...
That's true. Very well then.
Damn straight. Count me...
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this...
That's very true.
Our lives are all...
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer! And only the killer!
No, it's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he...
Now that you mention it, yes.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but the rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all...
Whatever! Just hurry up!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag?
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any...
And that is when he said something. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way...
But Hina and I had invited him to...
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret.
Which means that conversely, enough so that he was willing to risk his...
Oh, what a marvelous... The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit.
Knowing what we know...
No. You already have what you need.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it?
What? You want to track down...
Even if we had the equipment for that, we would...
As was noted, the evidence is already gone.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, the bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so...
Well, if I remember right, there was a... Do you think there might be some connection between the...
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jack... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way, so next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one that...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Shoot! First of all, we know where Chihiro was on his way, so next we... Why did he choose?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
I don't, because exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally.
Shoot! First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't, because exercising...
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
This exercising sucks. I have a white track. I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You've heard him, right? First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific...
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it!
He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose...
What do you mean, this... I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue track... My tracksuit is black!
Shoot!
First of all, we know that he was on his way to go so next we have to ask, why...
I refuse to give up yet!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way, so next we... Why did he choose...
What do you mean, this... I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue...
No, that's wrong! Hold on a second, Mondo.
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say...
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was...
As a matter of...
And before we began the trial...
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then... Mondo.
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, the bag and clothes were surely just...
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was... If he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility! So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he...
No, that can't be it. When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to... That's why you said you knew who did it.
That's right. Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about...
But why?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning. Maybe you only called God, and after he was killed, you happened to once I picked up on that, it occurred to you.
Are you a witch? She's a witch!
No, not nearly as frightful as...
Mondo, did you really...
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I... What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn...
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is...
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a...
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? Actually, no. Now that I'm...
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man.
What do you...
It happens to be an e-handbook.
Shoot! Shoot! I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found...
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit.
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any...
That's odd. I didn't think that...
You're right. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant.
And yet, this one does for all your confidence. That is a remarkably...
How precise...
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never...
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them...
Then we can only assume that you know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? I think it's a necessary piece of information.
But if I tell you...
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have... Then allow me to make a special announcement. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a... If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep calm.
Interesting. I learned...
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victims, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew...
But how'd they find out?
Indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean?
What if the killer took their own handbook? They'd realize it was broken, of course. And it wouldn't. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they...
I won't say it's not possible. I don't know of anyone who...
I might know someone who did... Whoa! I think the one who may have taken the... Shoot! Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance. And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also... And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on! You've got it all! I don't accept this! Show me the...
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertions. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after... Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto. If what he said, you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
if Mondo's hand, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto. If what he said, you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
if Mondo's hand, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he says is you broke your own...
In other words,
if Mondo's hand, then that proves...
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine!
No, that's wrong! Mondo, the handbook you have right now.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook isn't that...
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think he took Leon's handbook after all. Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
so then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook
But doesn't that violate the school regulation?
Well, there is a rule about loaning your handbook to an... It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a...
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake.
Son of a... What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case? That way, everything will be... Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take... Last night, Celeste sucked at the time. That's some... With Bag and... She made her way to the locker, but how could the victim... The killer is you! With bag in hand, she made it. How could the victim? Which is why he was able to. Once inside, it seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked. And that's where the bloodstains on the... It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body... The killer is you! Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide, then removing the blood. I refuse to give up yet! You! First, let's take... Last at the time. That something was a... With that, she made her way, but how could the victim... Simple, which is what... Once... It seems... And attack. And that... It was likely in the heat of the moment. Which is why the then Here's exactly what happened. Which is then removing. Here's exactly what happened. Which is then Here's exactly what happened. Which is then The killer is you! Which then... And finally carrying a girl's hand, but this alone does... After all, using what... The killer is you! After all, it's using one of the... And that with the carpet... They changed... That Hyakuya... been the end of things. But no, Byakuya... So, he went... Then, using he wanted to... And around this, the killer, there, they planted a... And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already... And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait, where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence without any proof? Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
I refuse to give up yet!
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it! Thinking Mondo must have replaced his, in which case, once we do that...
We don't got it. Huh? Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Bro!
I got no choice, man. Go ahead, Mon. Ask for
Roger that.
Wait!
No waiting. Time for the moment we've all been waiting. Who will you elect as the black? Will you make the right choice? What's it gonna be? What?
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
What?
Oh, that's on you. That's on you. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What is...
Now then. Actually... Ha! Hey, What?
I'm sorry. But...
Why can't I select DPS? I can't select DPS.
That's right. I want to change.
No, I can't. It won't let me go into the DPS.
Hey,
It's like...
Yeah, that...
I can't select the DPS. I did.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I tried it. That doesn't work. Well, I'm gonna get kicked for an activity when I'm trying to select.
Correct.
Well, PS4.
Indeed. Certainly.
But...
Because...
I fucking recorded it.
I knew it.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat my...
Hey,
I just... Don't fuck with me!
I keep forgetting I have the end this end, so I would go fucking wave high, and I just end this end. No, I like this too much. Bro, I think I have the
I'd...
And this is.
I'm sorry. Huh? But I want to
Bro, fucking, I saw like a Winston just come up as I was like, and this is. I don't know. I'm loading. Bro forgets. Oh! Let's go!
You piece of... What?
Huh?
What?
No!
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch! I killed even after all this. And thanks to that, I did something I can...
Yep.
Cree in the streets.
It can't be.
Well.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very special... Let's give it everything!
Sorry, I couldn't keep the promise we made.
Get off the map. fucking toe. Bro, I pushed like my big toenail into my toe.
This?
Naturally.
Hey. However...
What?
The Metro Ultra.
Honestly. There is nothing to be done.
Well...
That's right.
I see.
But...
Interesting.
Correct. Indeed. Hey.
What's this?
You.
Run Mutru. His gold gun for Reinhardt.
What?
Damn.
Huh?